Hello and good afternoon to everybody. It is time once again for Strat-O-Matic Baseball 1966 full season replay. Yesterday we played the first game of this doubleheader, Boston at Cleveland. We're going to finish that up today. Greetings to Franklin Unmitigated. Hello to Ben Witz. Welcome one and all. And look at that, it worked. Notice anything different about the display? Yeah, I got rid of those numbers on the dice tray. And it was in Streamlabs, by the way, not on YouTube. It's the camera controls that, oddly. I wouldn't have guessed that. Franklin only here for a bit. Real life things to do today. Yeah, it was, Ben. How about that? Now, a lot of people stream directly on YouTube. The problem with that is I can't. Because once again, you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers. If you're under that, you have to use a streaming app or platform. And September didn't waste any time with the smoke coming into Spokane. We have air quality alerts, although to be honest, it's not bad yet. I went to the store this morning. But I have fired up the purifier. We'll take a look at that when we go to the 7th inning stretch. Hopefully Cosmo will be here by then. Because he especially, I think, needs one. So does anybody who gets wildfire smoke, for that matter. Myself, with a lung condition, I could not live without it. Yeah, in Frank's game, wow, he got the performance out of Tian, and we're going to spend a little time on Tian's numbers here before the game. Kelly Hibbs is here. Hello, Kelly. Let's see how we're lined up here. As always, I am anal about having it straight. I'm not sure why I'm not more zoomed in. I wonder if the cat caused this. Hang on. There we go. That's more like it. Today's starting pitchers, you already know about Tiant. He'll start for Cleveland. Lefty Dick Stigman on the mound for the Red Sox. Boston, of course, won the opener. They now have a 3-game winning streak going. Stigman on the year, 2-2, 3.08 ERA, 8 starts, 2 relief appearances, 49 2/3 innings. He's only given up 37 hits. He has walked 30, however. So Stigman's problem so far, the base on balls, and that would line up with his real-life numbers. Tiant, okay, excellent card. Numbers even better. 6-2 for sure, but a 1.76 ERA, 3 relief appearances, 8 starts. In his 8 starts, he's completed 6 of them, including 2 shutouts. He has a save. And in 72 innings of work, has only given up 38 hits, 20 walks, 64 strikeouts. 38 hits in 72 innings. So an absolutely dominant season by Tiant so far. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, hello Mike and hello Larry. on a second. I believe that Tiant leads the American League in ERA. Let's double check that. Does he have enough innings? That's the question. He does. In fact, Tiant and McDowell are 1 and 2 in the American League in ERA at the moment. McDowell at 1.81. Here's the lineup for Boston. Joe Foy back at third base leads it off. George Thomas will be in center field. Carl Yastrzemski in left field. Tony Conigliaro in right field in the cleanup spot. George Scott at first base. Dalton Jones will play second base in the nightcap. George Smith will move over to shortstop. Another scary defensive rating. Bob Tillman will catch the nightcap with Stigman, the pitcher, hitting ninth. So Tiant putting his lofty numbers on the line here. Here's the umpires for today's game. Bob Stewart calling the balls and strikes. Emmett Ashford at first, Bill Haller at second, and Johnny Stevens down at third. And good afternoon to Mike. Yeah, Ben, the whip's close to a half, isn't it? Hang on, 38. No, it's not, but the hits to innings are close to a half. 58 base runners in 72 innings. Wow. Okay, Tiant's ready to go to work. Stewart says play ball, and up steps Joe Foy. Foy hitting .272, 8 homers, 19 RBIs. Tiant with the windup and the pitch. It's a 4-4 right-handed. High pop fly to shallow center. Jim Landis coming in and puts it away. Cleveland in third place currently in the American League at 30 and 23. They are 6.5 behind the Orioles, 2.5 behind the Twins. Here's George Thomas with one away. Thomas hitting just .205, 3 homers, 8 RBIs. He pinch hit in the first game. Tiant with the windup. It's going to be a 4-5 right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Down goes Thomas. Here's Carl Yastrzemski. Yaz leading the club in hitting at .297, 9 home runs, 30 RBIs. Tiant into the windup. Herky-jerky windup, 3-8 righty. Yaz lifts it to right field, playable for Colavito, and just like that, Tiant with a 1-2-3 first inning. After a half, it's Boston 0, Cleveland coming to bat against Dick Stigman. Here's the lineup for Cleveland. Jim Landis gets the start in center field. He'll lead off. Max Alvis at third base. Chico Simone at short, and you can find him at the top of the page under Who's Hot. Chico in his last 10 hitting .333 with 3 home runs and 6 RBIs. Rocky Colavito back in the cleanup spot in right field. Fred Whitfield is at first base. Chuck Hinton gets the start in left field against the left-hander. Dick Hauser at second. Joe Askew's going to Ironman it and catch both games of the doubleheader, something we never see anymore. And Tiant, the pitcher, hitting last. Askew didn't play much at first. Let me take a look at the bench here. We had Sims pinch hit yesterday, and Del Crandall has caught some. But neither of them played much in real life. 108 at-bats for Crandall, just 133 for Sims. So as the season has worn on, the lion's share of the catching duties falling on Joe Askew. With this air quality thing coming in, if it does get bad, there's a good chance that will provide the impetus I needed to go to the coast. I might book out of here if the air gets really bad. Of course, it could also get to a certain point where I wouldn't be able to leave at all. I'd be stuck inside. Hello, Colin. Welcome. They probably didn't consider that then, Franklin. You're right. All righty. Stigman ready to go to work. Jim Landis will lead it off. Landis just 13 for 71 on the year, a 183 average. He has 2 home runs. Stigman gets the sign from Tillman now. Here's the pitch. It's a 1-9. Grounder to short, 1-9 lefty. Grounder to shortstop. Smith has it, throws him out. That'll bring up the third baseman, Max Alvis. Max homered in the opener. On the year, 217, 11 home runs, 29 RBIs. The lefty winds and deals, 3-7, called strike 3. Stewart rings him up, 2 down. And that'll bring up Chico Simone, swinging a hot bat of late. On the season, just 188, 3 homers, 9 RBIs. But all 3 of those homers, as you can see at the top, came in the last 10 games. Stigman with the pitch, 6'9" righty. High fly ball to left field. Back is Yastrzemski at the wall. It's gone. Chico Simone does it again. His 4th home run of the season and his 4th in the last 10 ball games. So Simone's bat has come alive. Coincidentally, that's about the time he moved into the 3 spot in the batting order. So Bertie Tebbets must have been on to something. Yes, wildfires in the surrounding area, Colin. Now Ben went through a bunch of that. So Chico Simone, with his 4th home run of the season, gives the Indians the lead, and up steps Rocky Colavito. Colavito batting .307, 13 homers, 30 RBIs. The pitch for Stigman is a 6'7" right-handed, and he walks him. Stigman noticeably rattled after the home run. Misses the strike zone 4 times to Rocky Colavito, and he'll be on first with 2 down. Here's Fred Whitfield. Whitfield also homered in the opener, 260. His 15 home runs rank among the league leaders, and he leads the club in RBIs with 41. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Stigman from the stretch, 4-5, swung on and missed, strike 3. So the Indians settle for 1 on the Chico Simone home run. After 1 inning of play, it's 1-0 Tribe. Welcome in, Clinton. I'll bet Maine is a wonderful place. Never been there, of course. But from all accounts, fantastic place to watch the fall colors and get some good lobster. Yeah, Larry was trying to get me to come out for lobster the other day. Inside pitch. Well, Frank, that must be equivalent to the -6 in Strat-O-Matic. Only 1 player has ever got that. I'm pretty sure everybody can guess who it is. Larry assures me that both of those things are true. Here's Canigliaro to lead off the second. Tony C. hitting .239, 10 home runs, 35 RBIs. El Tiante with a big leg kick, the pitch on a 110. He rolls over 1 to shortstop. Simone grabs it and throws him out. Hello, Eric. Welcome. Wow. Any idea what Clemente? Oh, Frank just answered that. -2. Clemente, of course, the answer to my question. Only Strat-O-Matic outfielder to ever receive a -6. Not in this set. In this set, he's a -5. Eric getting ready to roll with some Jack and Coke. One down, here's George Scott. Scott, 252, 13 homers, 34 RBIs. The 13 homers leads the team. Tiant into the windup. That's a 2-9 right-handed. He struck him out. Second strikeout for El Tiante. Can't you just picture that herky-jerky motion as he gets ready to deliver the ball? Here's Dalton Jones now. Jones, 292. 1 homer, 4 RBIs, playing second base today. Tiant with the windup. 1-7 righty. Struck him out. Tiant wasting no time. 3 up, 3 down. He has 3 strikeouts. And Stigman takes the mound. Bottom of the second inning, Chuck Hinton will start it off. Hinton at 253, 6 home runs, 18 RBIs. The left-hander winds and deals, 4-6 righty, fly ball to right field. Canigliaro drifts over and puts it away. Is that dry as in weather ban or dry as in no alcohol? Oh, it couldn't be the latter. Here's Dick. I know better than that. Here's Dick Hauser. Hauser at 236, 72 at bats, 1 homer, 10 RBIs. The pitch from Stigman is a 4-9 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. That's strikeout number 3 for Stigman. And here is, oh right, because it's September. Duh. We're only into the 3rd day. That's how bad it gets when you get old. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I forget the month has changed. I just said September at the start of the show, too. 2 down, here's Askew. Askew 210 on the year. He has 2 home runs. The pitch from Stigman is a 5-10 right-handed grounder, shortstop X. Tough chance for Smith. Smith a 472. Hold your breath on this one. On a 19, he makes the play and throws him out. Nice play by Smith. And that'll do it in the second. 6-3 X. 1-2-3 goes Cleveland. 1-0 after 2. Yeah, not knowing what day of the week it is, too. That's another one. Here's El Tiante. 6 up, 6 down so far. George Smith will start it off. Smith at 243, 3 homers, 18 RBIs. Tiant gets the sign from Askew. The windup, the pitch, 1-9, ground ball shortstop, Simone. Over to Whitfield, 1 down. That'll bring up Tillman. Tillman with a terrible arm behind the plate, but the bat has been fine. In 87 at bats, 287, 1 homer, 12 RBIs. The pitch from El Tiante is a 6-6 right-hander. That's a high fly ball to center field. Going back is Landis, double to 4, and Landis tracks it down. That'll bring up the pitcher, Stigman. Left-handed pitcher, bats right. Tiant's pitch is a 1-5, struck him out. Another 1-2-3 inning for El Tiante, his 4th strikeout of the ball game. Yeah, we go to the bottom of the 3rd. The score remains the same. Another fine crowd on hand today. Man, we had a humdinger of a chat yesterday. Tiant will lead off the bottom of the third against Stigman, right-handed batter. Stigman's pitch on a 111 struck him out. That's the fourth strikeout for Stigman. Stigman and Tiant having a strikeout competition here today, and here's Landis. Stigman into the windup, 3-9 left-handed. He rolls it to second base. Jones has it, flips it over to Scott, and there's 2 down quickly in the third. Oh, yeah, you got to have that, Eric. Congratulations. I wonder why he wouldn't allow that. I can't help but wonder. Max Alvis struck out his first time. Stigman's pitch is a 3-6 left-handed. He struck him out. That's 5 Ks now. Wait. That does not go there. That's 5 Ks now for Stigman. And the Indians go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the inning. Oh, Clinton, you're not a player. Have you played any other kind of tabletop games? El Tiante on the hill. Top of the order for Boston. Joe Foy 0 for 1 today. Tiant gets the sign. The windup. The pitch on a 5-7 right-handed. That's a base hit into left center. Triple to 3. That's going to be... It gets past Landis. Foy rounding second, digging for third. He's in there with a leadoff triple. Holy cow, let's take another look at that one. 5-7 righty, triple to 3. He rolled the 1. And Foy standing at third base with nobody out. Cleveland's going to bring the infield in. Trying to protect a 1-run lead here in the fourth. George Thomas, the batter. Oh, good deal, Clinton. So you get the basic gist of it. Infield in for Thomas. Tiant checks the runner. Comes to the plate 3-6. It's a high fly ball to left. Backing up is Hinton. Homer on a 1 only. Hinton makes the catch. Foy will tag. And the ball game is tied. Sac fly for George Thomas drives in the run. And the batter is Carl Yastrzemski. Tiant checks the sign now. The windup. The pitch to Yaz is a 6-7 lefty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Down goes Yastrzemski. Strikeout number 5 for Tiant. And with 2 down, the batter is Tony Canigliaro. Grounded to short in the second. Tiant getting the sign. 5-8 righty. Grounded to second base X. That's going to be Hauser. Tough chance for Dick Hauser. 4-13. Here's the play on a 4. He's not going to get that. That's into right for a base hit. 2-out single for Tony Canigliaro. No threat to run. And up steps George Scott. Scott leads the ball club in home runs with 13. Tiant working out of the stretch. Comes in with a 2-8 righty. He struck him out. And that'll do it for Boston in the fourth. They tie the game with a run on 2 hits and leave 1. All tied at 1 going to the bottom of the fourth here today. And here's Stigman. Stigman rated just 5 for starter endurance, by the way. Mookie was all over the table pregame. Now he's nowhere to be seen. It'll be Simone, Colavito, and Whitfield, the heart of the Cleveland batting order. Simone, of course, homered his first time up. Stigman into the windup. It's a 1-7 lefty. Liner to short, single to 2. It's caught there by Smith. So Simone hit it hard right at the shortstop Smith, and that'll bring up Colavito. The best triples are Frank Howard triples. Always an adventure. Thank you, Franklin, for dropping in. We'll catch you on the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day, buddy. Colavito walked his first time up. Stigman into the windup. That's going to be a 5-3 right-handed. Fly to right field X. Tough chance for Tony Conigliaro. He's a 3E8. Ranging to the gap on a 10 E-range. 11 on an E8. And that's going to be a 2-base error on Conigliaro. Then we'll go as E9. First error of the ball game. Rocky Colavito winds up at second base. And Fred Whitfield steps to the plate. Whitfield struck out in the first. Stigman checks the runner. The windup and the pitch on a 2-5. That's a single to 12. Liner to second. That's going to be a base hit for Whitfield, but he keeps it on the infield. Colavito stopping at third. Cleveland with runners at the corners and one away. And Chuck Hinton will be the hitter. Hinton flew to right his first time up. Let's see how Boston wants to play this now. They're going to pull the infield in. Ground ball A is about neutral, but looking at the middle infield for the Red Sox, and you could add third base to that as well. This does not look like an infield that's going to turn a lot of double plays. So infield in for Hinton. Stigman with the pitch. That's going to be a 2-4 left-handed. Fly ball to right field B ? Conigliaro makes the catch. Colavito can tag on that. 9-11. Hauser on deck. They're going to send him 1 through 11. Conigliaro's throw. He scores. Sac fly by Hinton. Colavito in to score an unearned run. And the Indians retake the lead 2-1. With a runner at first and 2 away, Dick Hauser will be the hitter. Hauser struck out his first time up. Stigman into the windup. 2-9 left-handed, slow roller to short. Smith charges it, throws on the run in time. So the Indians settle for 1 run, 1 hit, leave a man. That run unearned as far as Stigman is concerned. And after 4 innings, it's 2-1 Indians. So a misplay by Tony Conigliaro in right gives the Indians the lead. And as they come to bat in the 5th, they'll have Jones, Smith, and Tillman. Alias Jones and Smith. Dalton Jones struck out his first time up. Tiant gets the sign from Askew, the big herky-jerky motion. The pitch is a 4-5 left-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Holy cow, Tiant is dealing. That's 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts now for El Tiante. And George Smith, the batter. Smith grounded to short his first time. Tiant with the windup. The pitch is a 6-10 right-handed. Fly to center field X. Landis a good outfielder. 2E4. He's on his horse now. Here's the play on a 13. He makes a fine catch for the out. Nice play, Landis. 8x, 2 down. And here's Bob Tillman. Tillman 0 for 1. Tiant set now. Here's the windup and here's the pitch. 3-8 righty. A grounder to short. Routine for Simone. He throws him out, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Louis Tiant. Hang on, I'm going to refresh. I seem to have a lot of lag in my monitor today. I want to say that Clinton's been here once before at least, but I'm not positive. Please correct me if I am mistaken. Halfway home, it's 2-1 Indians. Joe Askew will lead off the bottom of the 5th. Askew 0 for 1. Stigman in his first inning of potential fatigue. Comes set now. The pitcher's a 4-8 righty, and he loses him ball 4. Leadoff walk to Askew. That's going to bring up El Tiante, an A bunter. Boston really no choice here but to bring the infield in. And Tiant squares to bunt. As a B, it's a 6B. And he bunts it to third base. The sacrifice works, and Askew moves into scoring position. That's going to bring up Jim Landis. 0 for 2 today. Grounder to short, grounded to second. Stigman gets the sign. The pitch, 3-9 left-handed. Grounder wide to second. Jones has it as he throws to Scott. Askew moves over to third. How about that? I got one right. Elvis trying to pick him up. Runner at third, 2 down. Elvis has struck out both times today against Stigman. Stigman getting the sign now. The pitch to Elvis. That's going to be a 1-7 lefty. High fly ball center field. Backing up is Thomas. Double to 5. Thomas makes a nice running catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits. A man left at third base. And through 5, it's 2-1 Cleveland. Decision time for Boston. Trailing by a run. They've got a 5-inning pitcher on the mound. Tough pitchers duel, though. We're going to stick with Stigman for the time being. Right-handed batter. 1-5 struck him out. Not surprisingly. Tiant makes short work of Stigman. And here's Joe Foy. Foy tripled and scored the Red Sox only run of the game so far. Tiant into the windup. 3-6 left-handed. Fly ball to straightaway field, center field. Landis is over and puts it away. Well, thank you, Clinton. I appreciate that. Here's Thomas 0 for 1 with a sac fly. Tiant gets the sign. 6-3 right-handed. That is a high fly ball to deep left field. Backing up is Hinton on the track, at the wall. It's gone. Home run Thomas. George Thomas with a 2-out game-tying home run. Let's take another look at it. 6-3. Thomas does have end power. He rolled the 8, and that's his 4th home run of the season. That ties it up here in the 6th. He is, Larry, and he's been surprisingly good all year, in fact. He come into the game with a 3.08 ERA. Here's Yastrzemski now. 2 out, nobody on. Yaz 0 for 2 on the day. Tiant gets the sign, the windup and the pitch on a 1-4. That's driven high and deep to right field. Colavito back at the track, at the wall. It's gone. And Boston takes the lead on a Yastrzemski blast. Thomas and Yaz going back-to-back here in the 6th. For Yastrzemski, that's home run number 10 on the season. And that's going to send Askew out to the mound. A brief visit with Tiant. Tony Conigliaro waiting at the plate. So Tiant looked absolutely dominant for 3 innings. He's looked human in the last couple. Tony C. 1 for 2 on the day. Tiant ready to go to work. Here's the windup and the pitch. 4-4 righty. High fly ball, shallow center. Landis coming on, waits on it, and puts it away. 2 runs for Boston on back-to-back home runs by George Thomas and Carl Yastrzemski. And the Red Sox take a 3-2 lead to the bottom of the 6th. Second endurance inning for Dick Stigman, who's really outpitched his card, hasn't he? Look at that. It's one of the most interesting things to me about replays. The outliers, the cards that greatly over or underachieve their cards. Heart of the order for Cleveland. Chico Simone will start it off. He's 1 for 2 with a home run today. Stigman getting the sign from Tillman. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch on a 3-9 lefty. Grounder to short, fielded there by Smith, who throws him out 1 down. That'll bring up Rocky Colavito. Walked and reached on an error. Stigman with the sign. Here's the pitch. It's a 4-11 right-handed fly ball to left field X. That's the Gold Glover Yastrzemski, a 1E6. Yastrzemski going back, still going back. On a 5, he makes a sensational running catch to rob Rocky Colavito of a hit. That's going to be a web jam. What a play by Yaz. And here's Whitfield. Whitfield 1 for 2. Left on left matchup as Stigman comes set. Here's the pitch. 6-5 lefty, swung on and missed. Strike 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Dick Stigman. So Stigman in a shutdown inning does exactly that. And through 6, it's 3-2 Red Sox. The 7th inning will be the first endurance inning for Tiant. But before we go there, I'm going to grab some coffee. Hello, world's worst gamer. Thomas was a versatile player, it seems. I didn't really know anything about him prior to this replay. As well as being hazy. Hang on, I'm going to check the air quality. It's still moderate. That's not too bad. Temperature sitting at 99. Could get up to 102, they say. Thank you, World's Worst. Same to you. Yeah, I'm having a fine day. I may be housebound for a while. We'll have to see how it plays out with the air quality. 7th inning, it's Scott, Jones, and Smith for Boston. George Scott has struck out both times today against Tiant. Tiant with the sign, the windup. The pitch is a 111 right-handed. Hard grounder to third. Foy will take it, Alvis will take it and throw him out. Here's Dalton Jones, also struck out both times. Tiant with the windup and the pitch. It's a 3-4 righty, and Jones lines that one into right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. 1 out single for Dalton. No threat to run. Tiant's -3, Askew with a -2 arm. So a -5 battery for Cleveland. And the batter is George Smith. Here's Smith. He's 0 for 2. Tiant checks the runner. Now from the stretch. 110 righty. Ground ball wide a second. Hauser to his left. He has it, and as he throws him out, Jones moves to second. Runner in scoring position, 2 down for Tillman. Tiant with the pitch. That's going to be a 5-3 righty. Grounded to the pitcher, X. Tiant a 238. Hold your breath on this one. That's going to be the error range. It's a 9 on a 38, and that's going to be an error on Tiant. E1. Jones to third. That's Cleveland's first error of the game. 1 error on each side now. And now what to do about Stigman. Yeah, if I'm Boston, I got to hit for him here. It's a tough call. It's a tough call because I'm rooting for Tiant, right? But you gotta try to be impartial. With right-handers coming up, John Wyatt will be throwing in the pen. Stigman goes 6 innings. God, he only allowed 2 hits. Be that as it may. Watt 2. 2 runs, only 1 earned. 5 strikeouts. I have to admit this goes against my normal managing style. Stigman deserves to stay in pitching that well. On the other side of the coin, Boston's gotten 6 innings out of a 5-inning pitcher. And with 2 on and 2 out, they really got a hit here. You know who it's going to be? Oh, I forgot to announce this. On June the 14th, the Red Sox traded Earl Wilson to the Tigers for Don Demeter. There were also a couple of minor players involved in that, but the gist of the trade was Wilson for Demeter. So Don Demeter is going to come off the bench and make his Boston debut. Demeter, his first at bat for his new club. On the season with Detroit, he batted .200, 2 home runs, 14 RBIs. Tiant, the pitch to Demeter. That's a 1-7 righty. He struck him out. And that ends the top of the 7th. The Red Sox strand a pair. And as we go to the stretch, they lead it 3-2. When we come back, we'll have a new pitcher for Boston. That'll be John Wyatt, the right-hander. Now it's time to check in on Mookie. Yeah, Don failed to make a good first impression. But now let's fire up the Mookie cam and find the real star of our show. He's not in the living room. Oh yeah, I was going to show you this. I don't see Cosmo today. Maybe he'll watch it on the replay. So there's my little air purifier. It's a Levoit. It has 3 speeds. You can also use a timer. I've never done that. Either it's on or it's off. And for a small apartment, that works well. They have larger ones. You see the tail? I see the tip of his tail there. How can he sit in there when it's this hot? I gotta touch him. Oh my goodness, you could cook something on Mookie. What are you looking at, Mook? Nice and warm there? Meow, meow. Meow, meow. 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 They sure seem to, Ben. But I mean, there's warm, and then there's... This is about the time of the day when the sun hits this side of the apartment. Now, speaking of that, my neighbors above me moved out. They were really nice. I always hate to see that because you never know who you're going to get. Somebody's always moving in and out of this place. Alrighty. Wyatt tuning up for the bottom of the 7th. Let's take a look at Wyatt's numbers. Oh, this is his Boston debut. How about that? That's right, he came over from Kansas City, where he had a 1-2 mark and a 4.26 ERA in 13 innings of work. So another player making his Red Sox debut, reliever John Wyatt. Hinton, Hauser, and Askew due up. Hinton's going to bat. Here's the pitch from Wyatt. 2-11 right-handed, grounded down to third. Foy will take it and throws him out. That'll bring up the second baseman, Hauser. Hauser 0 for 2. Wyatt getting his sign. 4-11 righty. He grounds it to third base. Foy charging this one, gloves it, throws to Scott in time. 2 down quickly in the bottom of the 7th. Joe Askew, the batter. Wyatt with the windup and the pitch. It is a 4-6 righty. Liner to second, single to 3 only, and that's going to be caught by Jones. So Wyatt with a 1-2-3 inning. We're through 7. Boston leading 3-2. I think they got somebody else too unmitigated. Maybe not. Well, they got Tardible also from Kansas City. Tian in what looks like his last inning of work. will face the top of the Boston lineup here in the 8th. Joe Foy tripled, flew to center twice. El Tiante into the windup. 6-8 right-handed, single to 11. That's a liner to second base, and it's speared by a leaping Hauser for the out. Thank you, Larry. Good info there. After that, it was waivers. Yeah, because there's another deal. There's a couple of moves coming up on the 15th. I'll tell you what those are here when we finish the half inning. Thomas 1 for 2 with a sac fly. He homered his last time up. El Tiante 5-2 right-handed. High fly ball to deep left field. Hinton backing up on the track, pulls it in. So Thomas gave it a ride, but his bid for his second homer falls a bit short. And with 2 out, here's Yastrzemski. Gaz homered his last time up. Tiant staring in to get the sign. Pitch to Yastrzemski, 5-11 lefty, grounder first base X. Tough chance for Whitfield, a 4-15. Here's the play on a 20. He's got it. Flips to Tiant covering, and that'll do it for Boston in the 8th as they go down 1-2-3. And Tiant, leading off the bottom of the 8th, will leave for a pinch hitter. Trailing, they're going to get Steve Hargan throwing. So Tiant goes 8 fine innings today. 5 hits, 3 runs. I don't think he walked anybody. He did not. And he struck out 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fine performance for Tiant. He goes out the losing pitcher of record at this point. And let's check the Boston defense. Let's see, Smith could go to second. Outfield is fine. So for Boston, Jones will exit. He'll be replaced by Petrocelli, who will take over at short. .238, he's an 11 runner, and Smith will move to second base, where he's a fine .228. And for Cleveland, they'll begin the inning with a pinch hitter, facing the righty John Wyatt. Don McMahon, the righty, Dennis Bennett, the lefty, begin throwing in the Boston pen. It's do or die time here for Cleveland. And the Indians will send up Leon Wagner to pinch hit. Wagner, the team's leading hitter so far, comes into the game hitting .344, 10 home runs, 30 RBIs. Leon Wagner's had some big moments for this ball club this season. Wyatt stares in to get the sign. The windup and the pitch to Leon Wagner is a 3-7 right-handed. He struck him out. Down goes Leon. And the batter will be Landis. Or will it? Against the right-hander, Cleveland's going to bring in Vic Davalillo. Davalillo will take over in center field. Almost the identical defensive rating as Landis. On the season, Davalillo hitting .256, 2 homers, 12 RBIs. Wyatt into the windup. 6'6" left-handed. That's hit high and deep to right field. That's going to be over Canigliaro's head. Davalillo rounding, headed for second, and he's in there standing with a double and the tying run in scoring position with 1 away. And here comes Billy Herman. And he's going to bring in the stopper, Don McMahon. So Wyatt goes 1 1/3, allowed 1 hit, no walks and a strikeout. Max Alvis 0 for 3 today. McMahon on the season. Let's take a look here. 2-2, 3.508 saves. For Boston, 0-1, 4 saves at a 2.35 ERA, just 7 2/3 innings for the Red Sox. He came over from Cleveland. Alvis 0 for 3. McMahon ready to go to work. A glance at Davalillo. Great speed out there at second base. Here's the pitch to Alvis. That's a 1-5 right-handed. Base hit right field. Davalillo rounding. 17. Canigliaro is 0. They're sending him. And the Red Sox will cut it off. Davalillo scores on the RBI single by Alvis. Red Sox cannot afford to throw and let the go-ahead run get into scoring position. So Alvis at first. Chico Simone, the batter. Simone 1 for 3 with a homer. Alvis not being held. McMahon a glance at the runner, working out of the stretch now. Here's the pitch to Chico. 1-5 right-handed, ground ball wide to second. There to field it is Smith, and as he throws him out, Alvis moves into scoring position. 2 down, and Rocky Colavito comes to the plate. Thinking about putting Rocky on, but you've got Fred Whitfield on deck. Colavito clearly a better matchup for McMahon. And he'll pitch to Rocky here. Rocky 0 for 2 with a walk. Tie ball game now in the bottom of the 8th. McMahon gets the sign. The pitch is a 2-4 right-handed grounder to shortstop. That's Petrocelli. He throws him out. And that's the inning. But the Indians tie it with a run on 2 hits and leave 1. And we go to the 9th in a 3-3 tie. Davalillo remains in the game in center field. Taking the mound is Hargan, while Tom Kelly and Bob Allen take off the jackets and begin to toss in the Cleveland bullpen. It's drama time as we go to the ninth, all knotted up at 3. Extra innings today. Before we go to the ninth, I want to thank everybody once again for watching. Pleasure having you all with me here today. Steve Hargan getting warmed up for the ninth. Hargan 0-2, 4.81 on the year in 17 appearances. Canigliaro, Scott, and Petrocelli do. 9 may not do it today, men. Here's Tony C. He's 1 for 3. Steve Hargan ready to work now. Into the windup. The pitch on a 1-6 righty. He struck him out. Down goes Canigliaro. The batter will be George Scott. Scott 0 for 3, struck out twice against Tiant. Hargan stares in to get the sign. Pitch to Scott on a 1-6 righty. He loses him ball 4. And the go-ahead run is aboard with 1 down. Rico Petrocelli, his first at-bat of the game. Came in the defensive switch. Hargan out of the stretch. The pitch to Rico. 6'4", right-handed, fly to center field X. That's Davalillo now. 2E5, Davalillo ranging to his left. Here's the play on a 3. He's not going to get it. That's a single, 2 stars. All the way to third goes Scott. And Boston threatening here in the top of the ninth. So a play that Davalillo makes most of the time falls in for a base hit. Could go to Kelly, but they're going to stick with Hargan. George Smith, the hitter. The Indians will bring the infield in. Smith 0 for 3 today. Hargan checks the runners. The pitch is a 3-3 righty. Ground ball to third base. A with the infield in. I got to check this now. First and third. 8. Runner on third holds. Runner at first advances. So what would have been a double play with the infield in, it does prevent the run. But the inning's still alive for Bob Tillman. Second and third, 2 down. They could walk Tillman. Force McMahon out of the game. If they do walk Tillman, most likely Boston counters with Tardible. Hargan will take his chances with Tillman. Here's the pitch. 5-7 righty, swung on and missed, strike 3, and Hargan works out of the jam. How about that? That was intense. No runs to hit, 2 left for Boston. McMahon, in what will certainly be his last inning of work, he's due to lead off the 10th, if there is a 10th. For Cleveland, it'll be Whitfield, Hinton, and Hauser. We might have a hitter for Hauser. As always, I welcome managerial input from the chat. Naturally, I have the last say, but I love to get your opinions. Big Fred Whitfield, 1 for 3 today. McMahon into the windup. That's going to be a 4-8 left-handed. That's a grounder to first. Single to 8, and it's going to be a base hit. As that scoots past Scott into right field, that's a single for Whitfield. So the winning run aboard. And let's see if they can find a runner. The big problem here is they don't have another first baseman. All right. Simone could move to first. That's good to know. Hinton could also move to first. So left field or shortstop. We're not going to get a steal anyway. We just want a faster runner out there. Larry Brown will come on and run for Whitfield. With McMahon's -6 hold, you're not going to get the steal. So Larry Brown in to run for Whitfield. 1 to 13 runner. That'll have to be good enough. And the batter is Hinton. Very slim pickings now on the Cleveland bench. You've got Sims, Gonzalez, Crandall, Martinez. Hinton in left. Bunting situation for sure. Hinton a C. But the bottom of the order behind him, the last good hitter in the order, he's got a hit. McMahon out of the stretch. Pitch to Hinton on a 6-4. Fly to center field X. That is Thomas. Thomas, 2E11 in center. He's on his horse. Here's the play on a 16. He makes a fine running catch way back, so deep in fact, that Brown tags up and takes second on the play. So Brown alertly tagging on the deep fly ball by Hinton, and the winning run in scoring position. Give me a minute here. I'm going to figure out their Cleveland's chances here. Hauser or Gonzalez. That's what it comes down to. Hauser's the better hitter. McMahon checks the runner. The pitch to Dick Hauser. 4-7 right-handed. Liner to second. Single to 2 only. That's going to be caught there by Smith. Fine play. That's the second out of the inning. And it will be up to Joe Askew. Now thinking about whether to put Askew on or not. Obviously, Cleveland would pinch hit. That would push Hargan out of the game. They're going to do that. Boston issues the intentional walk to Askew. And that's going to force Bertie Tebbett's hand. So Hargan's day will come to an end. He works only 1 inning. Dick Radatz throwing in the Cleveland pen. And the pinch hitter will be Duke Sims. For Boston, Askew represented the biggest threat, so they put him on. Sims, however, with 3 home runs on the year, and it seems like they've all been big ones. Two down, first and second. McMahon's pitch to Duke Sims. 5'8" righty. 5'8" lefty, excuse me. Grounder to second base X. That's Smith. 228. Here's the play. Smith to his left. On a 7. He's got it. He goes to Petrocelli for the force. And we're going to extra innings. Cleveland leaves 2 aboard in the bottom of the 9th. You called it, Vin. Okay, we need some maneuvering here now. Whitfield is out. Larry Brown will stay in the game at shortstop in the 5 position. He is a .331. 13 runners. Simone will move to first base, where he's a .322. And Dick Radatz jogs out of the Cleveland pen. The monster on the season. It's been ugly for the monster with Cleveland. 0-1 with a save. Overall on the season, Radatz is 0-2, 2 saves, 5.65. And that's going to signal the end of the line for McMahon. Boston will send up a pinch hitter to lead off the 10th. Thank you, Larry, for stopping in today. Good to see you. Hopefully not too painful a drive to the airport. Batting for Boston is going to be Tartable. No surprises there. Jose Tartable will lead off the 10th against Dick Radatz. It's probably easy to get confused world's worst because Radatz and McMahon were on the other team at the start of the season. Basically traded for each other. Tartable, the lefty, standing at the plate. Radatz into the windup. That's going to be a 6'8" left-handed. That's ripped high and deep to right. Single to 3. And that's going to be a 2-base hit for Tartable. The go-ahead run is in scoring position with nobody out. That'll bring up Foy. Foy 1 for 4 today. Bob Allen warming in a hurry now in case we get to Conigliaro. Raddatz with the pitch to Foy. 3-5 righty. Grounder to shortstop. Fielded there by Brown, who looks the runner back and throws him out. 1 away. Here's Thomas now. Thomas with a home run in this one, 1 for 3. Raddatz gets the sign. High drama in the 10th. Here's the pitch to Thomas. It's a 4-9 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. And now here comes Tebbetts, and he's going to go to the left-hander with Carl Yastrzemski coming to bat. So Raddatz will leave. Jogging in is the lefty, Bob Allen. Allen 0-1 with a pair of saves, 3.72, just 9 2/3 innings of work for Bob Allen. Tartable standing at second with 2 down, Carl Yastrzemski at the plate. Allen ready to work, gets the sign, the pitch to Yaz on a 3-7, fly ball to right field, playable. Colavito is there, and the Red Sox leave Tartable in scoring position. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Tartable will remain in the game in center in the 9 spot. Score sheet becoming kind of a mess now. 2E2 plus 1 in center. And the pitcher will go in, whoops, not there, in Thomas's spot. And close the book on Raddatz. 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, no runs, and a K. McMahon 1 2/3. So Wyatt charged with the run. McMahon 2 hits. No runs, 1 walk, it was intentional, and no strikeouts. We'll need a new pitcher. Davalillo, Alvis, Simone due up. Boston wants a right-hander. Is it going to be Stang or Brandon? It's going to be Bucky Brandon. Bottom of the 10th inning in a tie ball game. Vic Davalillo will start things off. Davalillo, a pinch hit double in the 8th, came around to score. Brandon into the windup. Pitch to Davalillo on a 2-6, grounds it to short. Routine for Petrocelli, who throws him out. One down, here's Max Elvis. Elvis 1 for 4. Brandon into the windup. That's going to be a 5-8 right-handed. Pops him up left side. Petrocelli again. And he makes the catch for the second out. Here's Simone now. 1 for 4 with a homer. Brandon gets the sign. It's a 110 righty. Pops him up right side. That's Smith. He puts it away, and we're going to the 11th. 1, 2, 3 go the Indians in the bottom of the 10th. The question now is, does Cleveland want the lefty to face Boston? The righty available is Tom Kelly. They do have one computer-only card. Taking a short break here. I think their best bet is Bob Allen. I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to need some more coffee. There's no telling how long this one's going to go. I don't know if any of you guys remember or not, but I kind of think that my longest game of the year so far also involved the Red Sox. I wouldn't totally trust my memory, of course. I don't really know what a 6-6 die is, Frank. Bob Allen got the last out in the 10th. He comes out for the 11th. Canigliaro, Scott, and Petrocelli do. Uncarded righty, I should say computer-only carded righty, Bob Hefner tossing in the pen. Allen into the windup now. The pitch to Tony C is a 6-11 right-handed. He hits a smash down to third base. Elvis has it across to Whitfield. 1 down. George Scott 0 for 3 with a walk. Allen into the windup. 111 left-handed. He rolls over one to shortstop. That's going to be Brown over to Whitfield, 2 down. 2 down, nobody on. Here's Rico Petrocelli. Petrocelli singled his only at bat today. Allen gets the sign. The pitch on a 5-9 righty. Petrocelli rips it high and deep to center. That's going to be over the head of Davalillo. And Petrocelli cruises into second with a stand-up double. Go-ahead run in scoring position with 2 away. And George Smith, the batter. Allen set now, checks the runner. The pitch to Smith on a 6-7 right-handed grounder to second base X. That's going to be Hauser. Tough chance for Dick Hauser, 4-13. Here's the play on a 6. He can't get it. He knocks it down but has no play. He is able to keep it on the infield, holding Petrocelli to third. So Hauser did a good job keeping that on the infield, possibly saving a run. And it will be up to Bob Tillman. Allen checks the runners. The pitch to Tillman is a 5-6 righty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And Allen wiggles out of the jam, fanning Tillman. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left for Boston. And we go to the bottom of the 11th. No ghost runner here. With 3 right-handers due up, Bucky Brandon will come back out. And Cleveland will send up Colavito, Brown, and Hinton in the bottom of the 11th. Good for you guys. Good memory. I don't remember. Was that 16 innings, I want to say? Here's Rocky Colavito, 0 for 3 with a walk so far. Bucky Brandon gets the sign from Tillman. The pitch to Rocky, a 6'11" right-handed. He lifts it the opposite way to right field. Canigliaro is there and puts it away, 1 down. Rocky gave it a ride the opposite field, but it stayed in the ballpark. And here's Larry Brown now for his first at-bat of the game. Brown on the season, 236, no home runs, just 2 RBIs. The pitch from Brandon, 6'5", right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3, and down goes Brown. It'll be up to Hinton. Chuck Hinton has 6 home runs on the season, standing in against Bucky Brandon. Brandon gets the sign. The pitch on a 110 righty. It's a base hit. Double on a 1. That will be a single for Chuck Hinton. Hinton good speed on the bases now. But there's 2 down, and Dick Hauser at the plate. Brandon a +1. Tillman a +3 arm, so that's 19 held at 17. Hinton's rolling for the lead. 3 through 7. 10, he does not get it. Here's the next pitch to Hauser. 2-7 righty, ball 4. Brandon loses him. Holy cow. The winning run in scoring position with 2 down. As Joe Askew comes to the plate. Nobody throwing in the Boston pen. It's up to Brandon. Askew 0 for 2 has walked twice, one of them intentionally. Brandon gets the sign. The windup on the pitch to Askew. 6'4" right-handed grounder, third base X. Tough chance for Foy. 425. Here's the play. It's a 6 error range. It's an 8 on a 25. And look at that. Foy makes an incredible play to end the inning. Joe Foy. And that's going to send this game to the 12th. Holy smokes. Foy. I know, right? Bob Allen rated 3 for relief endurance. Tartable, Foy, and the pitcher's spot due up. It's a marathon, folks. 20 brave souls still here. Bench is pretty thin on both sides. Tartable, a pinch hit double in the 10th, facing a lefty now. Allen with the pitch. That's a 1-8 left-handed. He pops him up on the right side. Hauser makes the play. 1 away, and here's Foy. Foy possibly a game-saving play in the bottom of the 11th. Hello, Cosmo, working from the parking lot. Bob Allen into the windup. Pitch to Foy is a 2-8 left-handed. That's going to be a base hit to 19, and it is a single for Foy. The Foy trying to be the hero here today. A 1-out single. No threat to run. And the pitcher up. That's Brandon. Let's see what they've got on the bench. They've really got only one logical choice, and that's Eddie Casco. So Casco grabs a bat. On the season, 12 for 43, mostly off the bench. 279 average, 1 home run. Runner at first, 1 down. Yastrzemski on deck. Allen's pitch to Casco is a 4-10 right-handed high fly ball to shallow center. In comes Davalillo and makes the grab. Two down, runner at first. Here's Yaz. Allen from the stretch. 4-8 lefty. Liner to second base. Single to 8. That's going to be speared by a leaping Hauser. And that's it for the top of the 12th. Oh my goodness. That'll spell the end of the line for Bob Allen. He's due to lead off the bottom of the 12th. Welcome in, John. Unmitigated, running out of time. 2 1/3 fine relief innings out of Allen. 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. We need a new pitcher. For Boston. Pinch hitter Davalillo and Alvis do. Bucky Brandon worked 2, gave up a hit and no runs. 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Pitcher Davalillo and Alvis. And Boston in trouble now. Lee Stang. Lee Stang or Dennis Bennett? Anyone have a preference? I'm leaning to Stang. The results haven't been pretty, but the card's not bad. It's going to be Lee Stang. Holy smoke. In more ways than one, eh, Cosmo? Not much on the bench here for Cleveland. Let me take a look at Tony Martinez here. He seems to be the best shot. The pinch hitter is going to be the computer only Tony Martinez. Martinez has not played much. He's 1 for 6 with a walk. I don't know if you were here earlier, Cosmo, but I showed my air purifier at the 7th inning stretch. Martinez versus Stang. Stang set, the windup, the pitch. 6-6 right-handed. That's ripped into left center. Double to 8. That's going to be a long single for Tony Martinez. And the winning run is aboard. Star 15 Steeler. Stang a +5. Tillman a terrible hold. He's at 20. Held at 18. Unfortunately, he's got a 9, 10, and 12 automatic caught, so he can't try for it. The batter is Vic Davalillo, 1 for 2. Davalillo, a poor bunter, will swing away. Stang's pitch on a 3-4. He walks him. That moves the winning runner into scoring position and brings up Max Alvis. You have a minute. I'm going to have to use the restroom. I tried to hold out. I'm sorry, fellas. Should we lay it down with a C bunter? And if so, should Boston bring the infield in? And we're back. It's a hot one today. The game is hot. The temperature up to 101. Infield in, he goes to a D. Boston can ill afford the bunt, so they're going to pull it in. And that settles that. Elvis, now a D bunter, will swing away. Stang checks the runner. The pitch to Elvis on a 3-3. Grounder to the pitcher, B. I'm not sure how that works. That's going to be... This is a good question because the infield in does not show a result for first and second. I'm going to send this out to the official rule keeper, Ben. Grounder to the pitcher. My thinking is the pitcher is going to go down to second base and it will be a force. First and third. Thank you, everybody. Yep. Fielder's choice, first and third. That's what I thought. There is no infield. There's nothing on the infield in chart for that. So that'll be a 1-6 force. Martinez 90 feet away now with one out. And Chico Simone comes to the plate. Martinez with good speed at third. Elvis at first, no threat to run. His run means nothing anyway. Here's Simone. Boston pulls the infield in. Staying with a pitch to Chico. 1-9 right-handed. Grounder to short B, and they've got the lead man. Petrocelli fires home and nails Martinez. That's a huge play for Boston. Infield moves back now, first and second, 2 down, and here's Rocky Colavito. Once more, Rocky up in a key situation. He's 0 for 4 on the day. Staying set now. Here's the pitch. 5-5 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Back goes Yastrzemski at the track, at the wall. It's off the wall, and the Indians walk it off. Oh my goodness, listen to that crowd. Colavito comes through with an RBI double. Elvis scores the winning run in the bottom of the 12th. And the Indians walk it off in 12, 4-2-3. And the Indians hoisting Rocky Colavito into the air. Oh my goodness. The crowd goes wild. What an intense game indeed, Frank. Player of the game. It's got to be Colavito, doesn't it? He's definitely my player of the game. I got to admit, I'm getting tired. I'll have the totals in a moment. Stang takes the loss. The Red Sox basically run out of pitchers. Stang now 0-2 on the season. Well, wait a second, that might not even be true. Remember, he also pitched for 2 teams. 1-1, he drops to 1-2. Allen gets the win. Squares his mark at 1-1. Indeed, Ben, who would have thought? Honestly, coming into this game, I was expecting, of course, another dominant performance by El Tiante. He pitched well enough. Stigman a little bit better through 6. They both pitched well. Indians win it with 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Red Sox 3 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. And Boston's 3-game winning streak is snapped. This is going to be a tough one to enter. A lot of moves in this game. Several double switches. Holy cow. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Tomorrow we're going to have Washington at Detroit. Phil Ortega for the Senators. Bill Monbouquet for the Tigers. Same time as always. And I'm going to jet out of here and get myself some lunch. Thanks again, everybody, for all the support. Thanks for being here, and hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.